Alrighty. Today I'm going to go ahead and finish up the Pixel Remaster. Did all of my last grinding, got my Paladin shield. I haven't taught everybody Ultima, I don't really care to. I use Ultima all the time. A couple of characters do have Ultima, so much the better for them. But we're now going to, first of all, do our... Let me get my notes over here for what I want to do. We're going to be doing the Colosseum first. Getting a bunch of cool items from the Colosseum for my characters. Fill out some really good pieces of armor and more shields, all of that stuff. Let's see. I think this game I can turn down a little. Still be able to hear that. Yeah, that's probably good. Alrighty. So the one of the secrets to the Colosseum is to use a character who does not have a lot of abilities of their own. Yumaro is a perfect choice because all he's going to do is attack. He also has a few abilities that will get through. That will he has a tackle which he ignores evasion, so that helps out a whole lot. Otherwise, there are a lot of enemies that either do instant death or some sort of other crazy thing, so having some sort of item that will counter that is necessary for each fight. There are some trolls out there who will say quick saving before making some kind of gamble is cheating, but if this game allowed you to... That's basically the same thing as saying, oh, saving at any point is cheating. So. Because if you lose an item, one of your good items here, it's just terrible. There are a few store-bought items that can be turned into good items, like Crystal Mail here. We bet that, and we get to an Ice Shield. Coverts are pretty nasty. Any ninjas are. Because they can use a lot of powerful spell effects. So there's a nice shield. Yo, you're welcome. You know? Let's see, did I organize my inventory? I didn't. Let's go ahead and organize my inventory so I know what I'm looking for. Yeah. Let's see, I should have bought a falchion. Did I not buy a falchion? I was pretty certain that I bought a falchion. I did not save it after buying my falchion, I suppose. Was there anything else I needed to buy while I was at it? Let's see. I bought 99 Fuma Shurikens. Okay, so I did do that buying, and I bought some scrolls probably. But I didn't save after buying my falchion. I was thinking that. Okay. You need to go buy a falchion. That will also turn into an elemental shield. I think that's the last store-bought item I really need. Takes a long time to transition between these. I do have a falchion. Why couldn't I find it in my list? Did the sword not work properly? Yeah, there it is, right after the ultimate weapon. That's odd. Why couldn't I find it? Just blind, I guess. or the Coliseum didn't resort the items yet. Okay. There it is. Falchion will turn into a flame shield with an outsider, who are even more dangerous. If I get lucky, though, it shouldn't be a problem because Yumaro is... Okay, he decided to kill himself. I agree that SNES version is super duper great, but this isn't too bad of a version. Yeah, outsiders are extremely dangerous, so for him to kill himself is extremely good for me. That was odd. Also, I don't even have my mic out, so people probably aren't even hearing me well. Anywho, alright, the next shield we can get... I wanted one more of each elemental shield, so... The next one we can get by trading either Genji gloves or gauntlets. Even if it is improved over the SNES version, I don't like the, where it was worthless, I don't like the gauntlet nearly all that much, so even though I have 3 Genji shields, I'm gonna bet the gauntlet. Okay, that's good. Interesting thing to keep in mind, perhaps. One of the nice things about Yumaro is that if you equip the Berserker Ring on him, he's immune to the 3 basic elements, which helps out a lot as well. And since you can't teach him magic, he doesn't do anything silly like casting Imp or Scan or Esuna or Raise. Okay, next we're going to get us a second red jacket, so both Figaro brothers will have matching shirts, because they're very good. So we need to do the Death Tarot first, and that will get us a Bone Club, which is what Yumaro uses. No one else can use it, so it's very weird that you can acquire the item in other ways. In the vanilla game, there's no way to unequip Yumaro either, or equip him except for his relics. Mostly I'm saving against because there are a couple of enemies that could do instant death, in which case I may need to... I don't actually have an instant death item for Yumaro yet, prevention item. So I might perhaps need to swap out to another character who can, either Shadow or Realm, or go get the safety bit from Kefka's Cult of Kefka Tower. Need to do the Bone Club. Test Rider isn't any problem. And this will net me a red jacket. Very glad that he keeps preferring the Slam, which does more damage than his basic attack and prefers hits. It automatically hits. Okay. Next, we need a couple more Megas Rods for my 3 casters of Go-Go... Ooh, a Tonberry. That's moderately dangerous. But Strago Realm and Go-Go can all use Magus Rods. Alright. I could probably go ahead and turn up the battle speed for this too. I turned it down for some of the dangerous grinding fights I was doing. Because even though it isn't as much a difficulty, in Final Fantasy VI Original, the combat speed did not affect your characters at all. It only affected the enemies, interestingly, so it turned it into a kind of difficulty meter. In this game, it actually works properly. It affects both your speed and the enemy's speed, but because enemy reactions are instant, it is still a little bit of a difficulty, which is why I had to eventually turn it down. Yeah, let's turn that back to very fast. So this gives +7 magic, which is absolutely awesome for improving the spell damage of characters. So that's a good weapon for both Go-Go, for all of Go-Go, Strago, and Realm. And healing rods are big annoyances because while they're kind of cool in that you can attack to heal for free, they also are a problem in that in the Pixel Remaster version they auto-equip them, so that makes them a little bit more of a pain to deal with. Now, I should have gotten this a long time ago before I started grinding, but I got all of these imp partisans from fighting Tyrannosaurs, and if you bet them, you get this item called the Cat Ear Hood, which is actually the best helm in the game. Unfortunately, it can only be equipped by Realm, but it gives several pretty big stat boosts, more than any other helm in the game, and he's not a very powerful enemy either, so it gives a bunch of elemental resistances, and it doubles the amount of money you pick up. Now, I have 1.2 million gil, so I don't need that anymore, but if you're playing a game, once you pick up Realm, one of the first things you might want to do is, before grinding, is come here and find yourself an imp partisan, come here and trade it for a Cat Ear Hood, and then you can equip that on Realm, and you'll double up your money you get very quickly. Okay, now it's time to upgrade a bunch of suits into good armor for everybody. So we're going to start with a tabby suit. This is a very interesting process. All of the suits that... all of the special suits, tabby, chocobo, moogle, behemoth suit, are unique to Realm and Strago. Only they can wear them, and they can both wear all of them. And oddly, if you trade them in at the Coliseum, I always say trade because if you win the battle, that's basically what it is. And they will upgrade. So a tabby suit becomes a chocobo suit. A chocobo suit becomes a moogle suit, and this is where I might need some instant death protection. Ahriman decided to attack instead, which is perfect. He has some hit points, though, so hopefully Yumaro will do a tackle. Banish, nope. There we go, yep. Okay, bit of bad RNG there, but still could have won that fight. Now the question is, should I just keep going after the RNG, or should I go ahead and bring in a character who might be able to deal with that? Let's load the quick save. It's moderately dangerous, but I'm going to just go ahead and bring in Shadow so I can get this done. It's dangerous in a different way if I bring Shadow, because he let's talk to somebody else interesting that we haven't talked to before. Alright, let's do this! That's a much better translation. In the SNES version, you talk to him on the World of Ruin, and he says a sarcastic-seeming right. He's like, what are you saying right to, man? Okay, we're just gonna bring these two. Let's go ahead and unequip everybody so that I have access to all the equipment. So the dangerous thing with Shadow is I'm afraid of him throwing away a valuable weapon, which probably is a small chance, but you know, you never know. We'll go ahead and do the Ichigeki because it is non-elemental, and I might be attacking things that have elemental. Let's go ahead and boost his stats. He's going to have enough great stuff here.
So we're going to give him a memento ring. A ring blessed by a departed mother's love prevents petrification, zombie, and instant death magic. And can only be used by Shadow and Realm. You know, so while they never directly say their relationship, there's a lot of things in the game that make it pretty obvious that Shadow is Realm's long-lost father. The other thing I want to go ahead and give him is... what? Was it an offering? He'll do 4 times attacks, that'd be good. I was thinking of something specific, though. Maybe just the Paladin Shield, which prevents everything else. So let's go ahead and give him Master Scroll. So that if he decides to attack, at least he'll guaranteed hit and do a lot of damage. He has Ultima as well, so if he decides to use that, he'll just blow up the enemy. He only has a couple of not great spells, so he'll be pretty good in the Colosseum. As long as he doesn't throw away... pretty much anything he decides to do will be pretty good, unless he decides to chuck one of my rare weapons. We don't want him doing that. So we're gonna have to kill Ahriman twice as well, with the Chocobo suit, so... and as well as fight a couple of other instant death users. Roulette, another instant death attack, but can't hit because of Memento Ring. And voila. Let's go ahead and do our second Chocobo suit. That'll give us 3 Moogle suits. A spell, Holy. Okay. It doesn't heal him, so that's perfectly fine. Dispel, that's not good. He is also immune to his own roulette. That's very cheap. That should kill. Yep. Alright, now that we've got our 3 Moogle suits, now we trade them in for Nutkin suits. Cherry, I don't think does anything special, so we'll use Yumaro, because he's guaranteed a little faster. She's got a lot of hit points. But she attacks with just wimpy attacks. That's not intimidating. Okay, gotta do that 3 more times. Two more times for her. Alright, that's 3 Nutkin suits. Now, they're going to be at the bottom of the list. We want to keep 1 Nutkin suit, but we trade 2 more to get more Genji armor. That'll give me Genji armor for, like, Lock, Shadow, and Cyan. Okay, quick save. Alright, now one Nutkin suit I need to leave for Strago. Now I have 2 Behemoth suits, one for Strago and Realm, but I want to trade one of these in. Because Snow Scarf will be the ultimate armor for Mog, and he can't really wear any other good armor than that, so... Oh my word. I was a little bit scared there for a second. But a flare for 400 damage, that was very intimidating. I think that Hesitate Slam, Berserker Ring gives him the ability to throw allies, but he doesn't have any allies. So I think that Hesitate Slam, he was trying to throw an ally, but can't do it because there is no ally, so he gives up and just tackles. Okay. Now, the main event. One of the other reasons I like to take the Ragnarok Sword is because the Ragnarok Sword isn't even the best. You trade in the Ragnarok Sword, and you get the Illumina, or as they call it here, the Lightbringer. I like both names. Both names are really cool. That's a lot more intimidating. Flare Star is fire, though. We're immune to that. In fact, we're healed by it. Nice. Berserker Ring. Now, in some ways, the Lightbringer is a downgrade because instead of casting Flare on, Flare on hit, it casts Holy on hit. So you can heal enemies that absorb Holy, but it gives 50 to both evasions and plus 7 agility, as well as having the ultimate attack power. So this sword is absolutely amazing. You combine it with something like the Paladin Shield, and you're practically invincible because you have 90% evasion to everything. Now, the lightsaber is the ultimate weapon, which is just good for damage, but really nothing else. But the Lightbringer, although it doesn't penetrate defense, like the Ragnarok, it uses up MP to deal a critical hit, which could be good or bad. But it's just a big, shining, bright, white-yellow sword. Very, very awesome weapon. I have done plenty of hack games with Final Fantasy VI where I give people 2 Illumina and stuff. Dual wielding Illumina, you have over 100 evasion. It's really crazy. Alright, what else do we need to trade? That's most everything. Okay, the Regal Gown. So you get this crappy piece of armor that's realm only inside of Daryl's tomb, called the Regal Gown, which I hope I kept. Yes, there it is. It's got decent stats. 70 defense, 6-4 magic, 1 strength, 2 agility, 2 stamina, 3 magic. But Behemoth Suit and Nutkin Suit are both easy to get, and they are superior pieces of armor to that. So it's like, why do you even have this? Well, we can trade it in for another Minerva Bustier, which is an elemental absorbing piece of armor. Instant death, great. Okay, looks like we'll need to use Shadow for that one. Just for safety. And of course, you can make this a little easier if you go to the Cult of Kefka Tower first and pick up the safety bit in there. Because then you can give instant death immunity to any of your characters. And at that point, Yumaro is very, very hard to kill. Okay, let's make sure that I did it after doing Daedalus, which I think I did. Okay, I did. So I still have Lightbringer. That was the last thing I got. Shell, very good. Yes, protect yourself from magic. Death Machine. Literally all it wants to do is death. Oh, I got 2 Minerva Bustiers. That's interesting. Okay, the only problem is that I don't have a use for a third one, because only Terra and Celis can use it. That's sad. Oh well. And it just changes back to a regal gown, I believe, if you bet it. So unfortunately, I couldn't trade it for some other person's ultimate armor. Alright, now the last thing I want to get is one of the best relics in the game. We can get multiple of those through a bit of a sequence. What am I looking for? Items way up here. I have 15 elixirs. That's good. I bet an elixir and I get a rename card. A rename card allows you to rename your characters. Woo, that sounds marvelous. I ought to put the offering on Yumaro for this fight. Okay, there we go. He will automatically hit Kekwa if he does that, but... Or the sniper sight. Let's go ahead and equip sniper sight on him so that that will guarantee end the battle quickly. Sniper eye. There it is. So we're going to collect a few rename cards. Elixir's up here. I could also just use Shadow because he, although if he tries to use spells for the most part. Cactuar not only has absurd evasion, he has absurd defense, so you need defense-penetrating weapons, which is a little bit of an annoyance, but that's okay. He only has 3 hit points, so as long as you can hit him, 3 strikes will kill him. There's another rename card. Elixir is up here. Interestingly, because he's always Berserk, you can't see the Berserk effect. Or it's because of the Pixel Remaster sprites weren't, some of them... I know Zombie doesn't appear, at least on some characters, with the, updated SNES pixels, or the... I shouldn't say updated, I should say, modded to original sprites. Some of them don't seem to mix well. But alright, that's 3 rename cards. Let's go ahead and quick save. So now we're going to bet the rename cards. And we do that, and we get Miracle Shoes. Fiend Dragon's one of the nastiest enemies in the game because he can use Fallen 1 to reduce us to 1 HP. So he's definitely a dangerous enemy. You can also freeze, which is pointless because in the Pixel Remaster, they don't even bother attacking you if you're frozen. There is no way that I have ever seen, there's nothing that prevents frozen status. I don't think even ribbons do. You can get rid of it by casting fire on people, of course, but it's just a major annoyance. It's just if you miss or not. Even having immunity to ice or absorbing ice doesn't prevent you from being frozen, so... You need a bathroom break, go ahead and bet your rename card with a character who's really hard to kill. Because it's just going to take a while. He should be close to dead, though. One more good hit should kill him. Or a normal hit. Okay, Miracle Shoes are really awesome because they give give you auto haste, auto shell, auto regen, and auto protect all at the same time. The most useful of those, of course, being the haste, but having all sorts of stuff. Okay, Heartless Angel is fallen one, so we're at 1 HP. That's potentially bad. One of the reasons why we save here. Okay, yeah, Heartless Angelus again. Great, yep. I'm sure that going from 1 HP to 1 HP is very bad for us. And now he attacks us and kills us, though, so that's the problem. Need to return the title. Actually, I don't need the sniper eye anymore because I'm not fighting Cactuars. So, if I'd been a little bit smarter about planning each battle ahead, this could be easier. One counter to Miracle Eye is to have regen, while also having, let's see. Why are they there in the list? I don't understand this list. But now we put the Miracle Shoes on him. So now he'll have auto regen, auto haste, shell protect, so after he gets Fallen One, he'll start regenerating. Although, now we might go into battle and he might not even use it. Because he didn't in the last fight, he just used Northern Cross continuously. Southern Cross, that's fire damage. We don't care about fire damage. Fire damage heals us. Because of the Berserker Ring. Yeah, for some reason he seems to focus on one spell at the start of every battle. I think he has some instant death spells too, which might be one of them. Alright, so one more and then we're done with the Colosseum. You could play around a whole lot more, get some neat items, but this will be plenty for my characters. I'm not even sure I'll be using all three Miracle... Well, I'll definitely be using all three Miracle Shoes, but I'm not even sure what relics I'm putting on everybody, is what I should be saying. Now he's decided that it's Northern Cross time again. I still regen during Northern Cross too, so... Useful thing to do if you're fighting an enemy like the Ice Dragon who likes to freeze the entire party is to just bring the Kirin summon in and use it at the beginning of the fight, and so then every time he casts Frozen on you, it's made to delay the on the whole party. Because of the Pixel Remaster freezing enemies' movements if the entire your entire party is frozen or stopped, you know, and dead, they stop attacking, so that just gives the opportunity for that regen to keep bringing you up. Okay, and that's it. One of the other things you can trade in if you want to is if you trade in Miracle Shoes, you'll get a item called the Merit Award, which allows characters to equip almost any item. So if you can't equip it on like Yumaro because his equipment's set, but it will allow people like Realm or Strago to equip heavy armor. It'd be kind of more useful maybe early in the game when you don't have ultimate equipment for everyone anyway, but no, whatever. Okay, so we have 2 dungeons left to do, another small side quest, and then we're done. So let's go ahead and do the Cult of Kefka Tower, get that finished up. All of our good items and everything. We're going to take our primary casting party. Let's talk to somebody else interesting again. Come on, let's go knock the crazy right out of that guy. What's Strago say? All of you have that sparkle in your eyes. Well, this old man's not giving up either. Okay, so our best... I don't want you. Although I love Locke, and I've actually done well with him too. The best spellcasters are the 3 ladies. Mog isn't one of my best spellcasters, but since he is still the only person who can use the Moogle Charm, that's what we want. Let's go ahead and take off Shadow's equipment. Let's see, looks like I'll need to, I haven't restored my mana in a while, so it refreshes your hit points every time you change the party, I think, but it doesn't refresh your mana, which is a slight annoyance. very weird that that should be the case. Let's see. I'm prepping for the fight here. But Zolly, just in case I decide to go that route instead. Oh, I need to go trade in Odin for Raiden too. I'm going to go do that first. Doesn't even really matter all that much. There's a Midgard somewhere so you can learn some of it from the blue dragon. Okay, so Lightbringer with its super absurd stats. By the way, how are we looking? Yep. So I didn't get Realm quite as many magic points as I did the other girls, but she's got an outrageous agility. And she's going to have it even higher, too. Okay. Lightbringer, let's see. Let's go ahead and give her Thunder Shield for Wind, although they're immune to Wind anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter. We'll do Aegis Shield. You can trade in Thunder Shields for Genji Shields, which I kind of don't like as much because they don't provide any elemental defense, but they do provide some of the best defense and, whoops, we need a weapon first. Enhancer. They do provide some of the best defense and evasions in the game. Mystery Veil for both of these girls. Minerva Bustier for both the girls. She gets a Magus Rod for +7 whopping magic on her. Shield, Paladin's Shield, so that they all have really good elemental protection. Cat Ear Hood, not quite as much defense or magic defense as the Genji Helm, but again, +4 magic, +2 agility, halves 10 evasion, halves a lot of 10 magic evasion too. Halves a lot of elements and doubles gil obtained after battle, so. Although she doesn't need the half protection since she's using the Paladin Shield. And then Behemoth Suit for more stats, so. How many gold hairpins do I have? 2? We'll go ahead and put them on you two. Hero's Ring on all 3. Really ought to bring Strago to this fight, though. I'm going to leave her equipped as this, but I'm going to swap in Strago for the upcoming fight. One of his best lores is in this battle with the Blue Dragon, so one of my absolute favorites. What else would be good for her? Maybe Alarm Earring. Nah, not Alarm Earring. Let's go ahead and give her... Let's give her Miracle Shoes. What am I thinking? Miracle Shoes are awesome. Don't need Alarm Earring, really, because we're not actually being attacked. Should have kept one for that, too. Yeah, it would have been good. Malulu's Charm. Give you Miracle Shoes. Gladius for now, because we still don't have a good spear for you. We'll get one soon, though. Thunder Shield for you as well. Circlet and Snow Scarf. If you want a single unkillable warrior, Mog is a good choice. Let's go talk to Locke. We haven't talked to him yet. As long as there are people who need to be protected, I'll keep on fighting. Actually, we'll do Ebbets Rock after this, because then we can keep this party as is. We'll go ahead and option in him ahead of Celis. Because we need these two for Ebbett's Rock. Give him a flame shield. Give him some more miracle shoes, if I can find them. I should have one more miracle shoes. No, I don't, because I put them on Yumaro. And he doesn't get unequipped by the guy. Not even his, a slight change. They do unequip his relics if you use the option of the guy in the original SNES version. He also let's see, let's give him some earrings. Yeah, so he can do bonus magic damage. I hate the fact that it doesn't save your stance in the back. Nobody's going to be attacking, so we might as well all be in the back. It unequips everything. It also unequips espers if you, and now I'm doing it again, when you use the option of the guy in the SNES version, which is kind of convenient. Not as that big of a deal that it doesn't, since you can easily remove espers from people, but we need to, oh, we have to go to this one. It was actually quite close. So we have to make this annoying trip again. Luckily, we have Malulu's charm to avoid any random encounters. Urgh! Oh, we hit something. I find it interesting the stuff they chose to do with the Pixel Remaster. The quality of life updates. You have a map that spoils where secret areas might be, for instance, all the time. But they didn't give you a nice quality of life option of just choosing to go back to Figaro after bumping into the ancient castle and coming back. You have to complete the trip and then go back again and then say no, because you're going to hit the castle again on the way back. I finished leveling people up. I could use some more speed on some people, maybe, but I think I gained enough bonus speed. And even though I'm only level 60, I'm more than capable of taking on the game. So I can't remember who had it. Maybe I should have talked to the guys in the library again. But the queen rises and takes 6 steps, so you figure out the queen is on the right-hand throne. Because from the king's perspective, he's sitting on the right. So the queen is on his left. And so she rises and takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. And so that's where the hidden switch is that opens this passage. I'm pretty sure it's in the library, one of the guys there, but you have to leave and come back for it probably. So here's the blue dragon floating around. Tsunami. So that's clean sweep. He casts slow on himself. That's incredible. Sometimes these AI. Oh, he's casting Rippler to swap his inventory effect with somebody. I don't think it worked, though. He probably tried to do it to one of our people with Miracle Shoes. He's weak to lightning because he's a water type. If you know your Pokemon, you know that. You do have Thundaga. Good. Everybody Thundaga, and he dies fast. 3 Thundagas. I need to sleep. I should go ahead and rest here in the castle while I'm here. And learn Tsunami. Strago also learned Re-Raise. Oh, because he still has Phoenix on, and he was learning that while I was buffing him. That's convenient. Even the queen was turned to stone. She looks an awful lot like Maria, too. From the stone, is that a tear? They use the Maria sprite for Odin's Magicite surges with newfound power. Odin becomes Raiden. Which is cool, except that, and actually, that's the one that I want to equip on her now. to start learning quick, although we aren't going to learn it. It gives strength +2 instead of speed +1. So again, in the original game, Odin is the only one. I've never played any of the extra content ones, like the GBA version, but I know that they do have a bunch of extra espers and other content and ultimate weapons for everybody. And there's a Cactrot esper that gives like +3 speed, so it really allows you. It also allows you to like do new game pluses and stuff, or at least continue the game after beating it, and you can steal some more weapons like Ragnarok's and Ultima weapons from the phases of Kefka's from the faces of the final Kefka battle and all that. In particular, you can get like a Ragnarok and Ultima weapon from tier 3. So you can start with those and actually collect a large amount of them if you want to. Because even all the ultimate weapons that you get in the GBA version aren't as good as the Lightbringer. That's how good that weapon is. So now we just go back. We've done everything else we can do here. Now we have to sit and go rise up in this desert, and then we have to turn around and go back again, because our airship is on that side. The people who did do quality of life were the people who made the Worlds Collide randomizer. When you have to do this section of the game, after you visited the ancient castle and come back, the very first time you say, restart the engines in this case. Continue journey was its original translation. It actually returns you to that desert, because we don't need to be on this side. So you can go back to your airship more easily. Even if it didn't do that, it would still be, it's a little bit quicker trip because you hit it early. Even if it wasn't the case, though, it would still be better to... It would still operate better, because one of the other things that it does is anytime you go through a cave, it teleports the airship to right next to the exit of whatever cave or area you went through. So like going through Mount Colts, for instance, you don't have to run all the way back out to the entrance, so you can get to your airship. You go out the back way after beating the boss, and voila, your airship's there. Okay, let's see if I have to talk to anyone first to trigger the Ebbets Rock cutscene. I should have flown northwest because of the wraparound. That would have been quicker, but oh well. Nope, I don't. Yay, we're home. I'll be in the house, okay? So full of energy, I must be the only one getting old. Grandpa! You gotta come quick, Gung-Ho's hurt. Gung-Ho? So this is an NPC who appears in Thamasa right at the end of the World of Balance after the burning of Thamasa cutscene, and he teases Strago for giving up his lifelong dream of catching the monstrous Hedon, or whatever they're going to translate it as here. And he says, Strago argues, I can't hunt it. It's underwater now, the Ebbets Rock, so the Hedon, I can't get to it. And Gung-Ho's like unimpressed. But it's a monster he's been chasing his entire life, because as a blue magic user, that also means he's a hunter of monsters, because he has to hunt them to learn the magic. Not that he's learned very much at the start of the game. Gung-Ho, hang in there! Who did this to you? It was Hedon. They kept it the same. The legendary beast you and I used to hunt. Almost had him, too. Hedon? Oh, cough, wheeze. Gung-Ho! And we talked to some of the people, and they said Ebbets Rock is now above water because of the chaos of the end of the world that Kefka initiated. Strago, please avenge me. Oh, cough, wheeze. Grandpa, what are you standing around for? You're right, I grew old and forgot all about pursuing the dreams of my youth. Gung-Ho, I'm going after him. Grandpa? Grandpa, wait, you're not thinking of going all alone, are you? I need to face the thing I ran from all those years ago. I need to get the best of it. It's a matter of pride, dear. It's a matter of you being a stubborn old man. You're my grandpa. I can't just sit and watch while you make things harder for yourself than they have to be. I'm sorry, Relb. It means a lot to me that you care so much, but Hedon's a tough beast to track. Its name comes from the old word for hidden, after all. No one will ever find him if I don't go. To Ebbett's Rock. Phew. In the SNES, they actually make some weird translation of him insisting he has to go alone, or else it won't appear, but that's completely false. This is a very optional side quest. You don't get any kind of reward from it, besides the possibility of learning Strago's strongest lore, if you're interested. Sadly, since I've already taught Strago Ultima, he's one of like 3 characters who has Ultima. Because he was training with the Paladin Shield. But it's a very powerful non-elemental attack, but Ultima trumps it, so kind of don't even need Grand Train or whatever they're going to call it here. So this chest will only open when you feed it about 25 pieces of coral. 21, 23, I can't remember the exact number. It's something over 20. And it's a very annoying dungeon, especially if you don't have the Mog with Malulu's charm, because there's a lot of annoying random encounters and stuff. Most of the random encounters I don't even remember because I've been playing so long just with running around with characters who have Moogle charm, most specifically Mog in most of my regular playthroughs, and Randomizer when you can put it on everyone. Plus they're randomized enemies anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter. But I don't remember what most of the enemies are in many of the dungeons, but I remember that a lot of them are really annoying, so it's really good to have Mog with Malulu's charm to avoid the encounters. Key items. 24 coral, that's probably enough. Oh, that was the entrance. I thought I was at the mouth again. Okay, 29 is definitely enough. Now I need to do this. So having all these random teleporters and then random encounters at the same time, very annoying. There we go. Not too long. I'm hungry. Hungry. If you don't have Malulu's charm, there is a random room with a save point where you can use tents to recover and everything. Give me something to eat, or I won't let you through. I love me some coral. Got any on ya? Munch, munch, munch. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Corpulence is happiness, and I'm stuffed. Burp. Woo. All right, you wanted to get through here, didn't you? Oh, shouldn't have ate so much. So again, there's not a real reward for doing this battle, other than the satisfaction of the cutscene. That's Hedon. Not the vanilla game anyway. In the randomizer, they give you something. Okay. These annoying guys are all weak or immune to different elements. One of them has Reflect On too, so they're a pain, so we're just going to Ultima. Get rid of all the small fry. I'm going to go ahead and sit and wait and see if he'll use Grand Train. Grand Delta, they call it here. Okay, so that's the most powerful blue magic attack. Pretty solid attack, really. And if you don't bother teaching him Ultima, it's one of the better attacks in the game. It actually makes him a very useful character. Hedon is weak to Holy and Fire, like a lot of enemies in the game. Pyro will probably do 9999 actually. Nope, only 7,000. Still enough to kill him. So learn Grand Delta. He gives you a teleport stone as his item reward either, so it's not even like you get a rare relic for beating him. I did it! I really beat Hedon! I have to tell Gung Ho he's been avenged! Gung Ho! Gung Ho! What's all the fuss? Can't an injured man get some rest? Gung Ho, listen to me. I defeated Hedon. Or maybe I should call it Hidden. You what? You beat Hidon? You're lying! Nope, he's not. He really did it. Ho ho ho, well, a little monster like Hidon could hardly expect to stand up to the likes of me. I can't believe it, but it looks like I have to concede defeat. You showed me up, old man. Ho ho ho, by the way, how are your wounds healing, Gung-Ho? Oh, my wounds, yes, they're fine. That evening. So there I was, creeping through those caves that seemed to go on forever. I finally reached the deepest, darkest cavern, and there he is right in front of me. I stared the ugly brute straight in the eye, raised my staff, and let him have it. Bam! Thwack! Pow! Right in the kisser. Oh, I wish you could have been there to see me. Oh, and then... Though the actual fight was rather anticlimactic. One Ultima, one Firaga, one Fyra, he was dead. Where's Grandpa? Oh, I think he finally tired himself out from all that jabbering and nodded off. But, do you think it's okay to leave it like this with him thinking I was really hurt? Don't worry about it. If we hadn't tricked him, he'd have spent the rest of his life doing nothing but talk. And even if you were faking, that monster wasn't. I don't know how a man like him ever managed to raise a granddaughter as wonderful as you. Yeah, well, I don't know how anyone could be as terrible an actor as you. Strago is probably the only man alive who would fall for a performance like that. Yeah, something Realm and Gung-Ho arranged in order to get Strago back his mojo, as it were, his drive. What did you say? So it's neat that you get a little side quest for those two, though, who have generally... They're rather important in their section, but they come in pretty late to the story, so compared to Locke, Terra, Silas, Sabin, Edgar, they don't get a lot of story time. Most of your characters have some sort of resolution, though. Edgar and Sabin get theirs in the World of Balance, or at any time you sleep in Figaro with the two of them, and that's pretty much it. Even though we rested, we didn't get our HP restored, though. I'm going to go ahead and... I'm going to go ahead and rest up. Although I'll need to rest up again with Silas later. I need to swap Strago back out for Silas. Again, there are some nice quality of life here, and there are a lot of little annoyances where somehow they made the game worse, like the character select screen. Every time you change out characters, it swaps everybody back to the front row if they were in the back row. And if you accidentally click on a character when you're trying to build your party, you can't go back. You can only select characters from the... As long as we don't give up hope, there's still a chance for the future. Comes here, and you have to place the character, so if you want somebody else, you then have to go and back out, so it's so dumb. Okay, Silas is at 430 out of 882, so yeah, she needs to rest now. Just gonna go ahead and restore them in the inn here. One gil is... almost any gil is virtually nothing. Of course, I have a lot of tents too, so maybe that I should just use them up instead. But whatever, I was here. Wanted to take advantage of it. Worrying about efficiency when you have almost infinite resources, or about time when you're not on a speedrun is silly, but... been watching so many speedruns over the last few years of various types that those things of efficiency and time are just kind of stuff I think about all the time. Locke's is definitely one of the best. I especially like its... Locke's theme and Rachel's theme are my two favorite pieces of music in the game too, so Locke is actually my favorite character. So that is definitely mine as well. Yeah, I just can't have... Oh, Cult of Kefka Tower is here. So one thing I promised to do, now that I have lots of money, is to show what this is like. Tower is home to the Cult of Kefka, priceless item. You can only use magic inside. Yep. Okay, this guy, for 100,000 gil, I'll tell you where you can find some hidden treasure. Oh, thanks, you're too generous. Right, the scoop. There's an ancient castle buried beneath the desert of Figaro, and no doubt loaded with treasure. By the way, I heard the old man who lives in the weapon shop in Narsh was looking for you. So that's a couple of clues to get the ultimate thing and to find. That's the only big clue you get to find the ancient castle. It's 100k, and if you're a cheap guy, you can save scum it by quick saving, talking to him, writing that down, and then reloading your quick save. But since I have over 1 million gil, and I'm pretty much done buying everything I need to buy, this tower is atrocious to do without Mog and the Malulu charm. Because the monsters here are very powerful. You can only use magic. Safety bit, that's what I was talking about before. Now, there was a clue we got to the right of the treasure chest in Miranda from the thieves. This is the treasure chest they're talking about. And the only clues to that, you talk to all of them, they're all thieves, and they talk about the Cult of Kefka Tower, so that's got to be the one. Air Anchor, which is Edgar's most powerful tool. It causes heat status to an enemy, which makes them die after they take the next action, which is kind of cool. It is guaranteed to hit, unlike a lot of death effects, except it still won't affect enemies immune to death. So, yeah, that's the drawback to it. Yeah, this tower is absolutely awful if you try to do it. Oh, there's a regular Genji shield, too. Okay. Absolutely awful if you try to do it, I want to say generically, without the, while actually fighting, because you have limited resources and the enemies are absolutely atrocious. They'll teach you magic really fast. Here's our last, that Kagenui is the stunner, which is Shadow's ultimate weapon. And here's the White Dragon, who has a very weak sauce weakness. He casts a lot of holy spells, which is bad, but... And there we blocked holy because of Lightbringer. Lightbringer way OP. Okay, where is my mute spell? Silence. That's why I can't find it, because I'm looking for mute. They call it silence. He is actually vulnerable to silence, and he can only cast spells. So now he's going to try and cast and not be able to do anything. It's hilarious. Now we blast him with any spells we like. Flare for preference. Maybe... Yeah, these guys don't have ultima, so Flare. He doesn't have an awful lot of magic defense either, which is surprising. And he goes down fast. Regen is Holy Lance. Oh, yes. The second best weapon available for Mog, and a much better weapon than what he's got. It also gives +3 magic, so that's very nice. He now has a +3 magic, of course, more magic damage. Very good. Although all of my characters are doing nearly max with their spells. Force armor. Since I have ultimate armors on everyone, it's not really great, but it's a lot more powerful in the SNES version because it gives a lot of magic evade, and magic evade is all that matters. Okay, Soul of Thamasa. I'm going to quick save here because I actually want to beat Magimaster twice. There are a couple of different ways to beat him, and I generally just do the really simple, stupid way. Which I might do as a backup, or actually I'll do both of them, but there are a couple of different ways you can cheese him out pretty well. First thing I'm going to do is put reflect rings on all my characters. If I can find them. They're near the top, I bet, yeah. Just down there. He casts a lot of basic spells that don't penetrate reflect, so you can make yourself almost invincible by putting on reflect rings. Maybe I could put it in place of Malulu's charm, actually. I'm not likely to get an attack just coming out. I just need to remember to put it back on. Where were my miracle shoes? They're in the middle for some reason. There we are. Alright, yep, that's fine. I already quick saved. So... I don't need Phantom for this. So that's actually... So this is actually probably fine. So this is one of the simple ways. You put on Reflect Ring, he can't hit you with spells very well. The only problem is Reflect Ring won't protect you when he does his Death Ultima. That's the biggest thing about Magimaster that makes him truly terrifying. Lord Kefka's treasure, return the treasure. You can actually move around during the sequence in the SNES version and try to get away. They have me locked here so I can't move, which is whatever. Since you can't get away anyway. But it's kind of amusing. You can run around and freak out and stuff. See, reflected. Of course, because of his elemental barriers, he may end up healing himself a whole lot with it, mostly. So now we need to cast Re-Raise on our characters. Oh, I forgot to equip that awesome gem box. Oh well. Re-Raise, unlike a lot of single target spells, is not reflected either, so... For some reason, he's not even triggering his magic barrier. I guess because I haven't hit him. He can't do it after being reflected either. So you can actually just let him... Whoops, that was regular raise. You can actually just let him kill himself with this, because he won't even activate his barrier until he's hit, apparently. So this is an okay strat, too, if you haven't taught a lot of magic to your characters. Just make sure that one character has Re-Raise and have him cast it on everyone before the battle's over. He just killed himself, so now he's going to use Ultima. It'll probably kill us. Oh, some of us actually survived, so if you have beefy enough stats, you can just tank it. I think it did more in the SNES version. I'm pretty certain I remember being almost unable to survive that. You also get a Mega Elixir for killing him, so that's one way to beat him. Now I'm going to show a more complicated tactic that I think is pretty fun and interesting. Three of us are totally immune to the elements anyway, so Magimaster still can't kill us except for with Ultima Weapon. So now we need the Phantom, and that's pretty much it. Phantom and Quetzali. Okay, we'll just go at it like this. But let's go ahead and equip the gem box, because that's fine, to make sure that... Yeah, she has Raiden, so that's fine. She doesn't need to summon. In the SNES version, you can't use summon if you have the gem box, Soul of Thamasa. Need to remember what it's called here. I don't know if you can in this version yet. I can test it out here, I suppose. Lord Kefka's treasure, return the treasure. It's been a long time since I've done this, so I might not remember it, but I think that Magimaster is actually vulnerable to Berserk. So what we're going to do is Berserk him. He actually has a really high attack power, which is pretty funny, because he'll only attack if you Berserk him. And then we're going to cast Phantom so he can't hit us. Okay, which one do you have? You have Phantom? Okay, I need somebody else to cast Berserk then. Yeah, you can't... Same in this game, you can't use your summon if you have that. So, need somebody else because she's dual casting though. Okay, Berserk. So now he's just going to try and hit us, and he can't. So now we can hammer him with spells. If you hit him first and he does an elemental weakness, you can then scan him and see what his weakness is. Let's have everybody do one flare. That might be more than enough damage, I'm not sure. Actually, I can Libra him, can't I? Because I'm sure somebody has Libra. Let's see how many hit points he has left. Dual cast Libra, just for the heck of it. 15k, so yep, I need to do one more spell to him. You did Phantom. You have Quetzali. Yes. Okay, so if you don't want to bother learning Re-Raise and you have Quetzali, that's perfectly fine. Although I think I, okay, that's going to do the Pearl to him, though, which will kill him. Oh, if he's Berserked, apparently he doesn't get to use Ultima. I thought he still did, even in the other version. But yeah, that's another way to cheese him. So, yeah. For any people who watch this who have been stumped by Magimaster, there's two pretty easy ways to deal with him. The thing about the Quetzali strat, it works even better in the SNES version because you can, once you cast it in this, you lose total control of your party. But you can queue up, you can have your person cast Palador is what it'll be in the SNES version, and then have your other characters queue up their powerful spells, Ultima or Flare or whatever, so that after they land, they'll immediately cast, and so that will almost guarantee kill him as long as you get him under 10k. And so even if he does use Ultima on you, he'll only hit one or two people. So it's a very nice strat for beating him as well. But so that's it. All the dungeons beaten, all the bosses beaten. There are a couple more side quests I need to do. One actual semi-side quest, and then one that's just a bunch of information. This music with that ominous wordless chanting in the background makes this tower even more ominous too. That's a good Pixel Remaster update, I think. Sounds even more frightening and terrifying. There's a reason most people save this tower as the last dungeon before doing Kefka's tower, because you need to have learned a lot of magic to be successful. If you don't have Mog with Malulu's charm / Moogle charm keeping you safe, it's atrocious. And the final boss can wipe you out really hard and you could be near soft locked. Well, you can't save in the tower, so you have your save outside the tower at least. But the battle, it can be unwinnable if you don't have some sort of tactic to deal with him. Berserk being the best way, though. Berserk plus Phantom, so he doesn't absolutely obliterate you with his physical attacks. I was in the front row, too. Should have been in the back row for all those. Doesn't matter. I need to change my party again, though, so it's kind of silly for me to be doing that. Yeah, change party. I need Gao in the party. That was silly of me to do. So I unequipped Strago. Doesn't actually matter. I need Gao, Sabin, and for the sake of it, I'm going to bring Locke and Cyan just for flavor. Locke doesn't have much connection to Gao, really, but so we talked to people in the world of balance and heard that this old man's wife died in childbirth 13 years ago, before the 1-year time jump of the world of ruin, and abandoned his child on the veldt thinking it was a monster. And then we found Gao raised by monsters on the veldt at 13 years of age. And eventually, you know, you can put the pieces together and figure out that this man might be his dad. Oh, hello again. It's been a while. Let me tell you, those repairs of yours were top-notch. I told you I'm not. Now hurry up and fix that chair over there. You're gonna need to stand on it so you can fix the roof. You don't suppose, Gao, couldn't that man be your father? Wow. Come on, Gao, don't you think? Father? Yeah, that guy's gotta be your dad. Gao, dad? Wow, Gao. Alright, let's go tell him. He needs to know you're his son. I guess Sabin does have the additional side quest resolution of his character arc with Duncan suddenly being alive. Wait a minute, this is a once-in-a-lifetime event. We should at least dress you up a bit. Let's go to G-Door and get you spiffed up. Yeah. No, Gao, how many times do I have to tell you not to eat with your fingers? Wow. Don't say wow when you mean sorry. Gao's one, yeah, this is pretty sad, and it's the only one. And the worst part about it is we don't get anything for doing this. It's simply a story cutscene. But at least it shows Gao's heart. But this is the only story he gets after we pick him up on the veldt, too, which makes him one of the very much more underappreciated, utilized characters, which is sad. How do you like these? Wouldn't they look good on him? Oh, but those other ones suited him well, too. Everything you liked, the boy wouldn't even be able to move. What was that? No, nothing. Didn't say a thing. Whew, that was close. What to do? What to do? Oh, this is nice, but we need something that would look good on Gao. Oh, pick something already. What did you say? Nothing. Now this is a fine and jaunty little hat. Maybe if he were a clown. I beg your pardon, if he wore a crown? Ah, we would not want his father to think he is some kind of prince, now would we? I know just the thing. That's a Kempo-gi. It's perfect, functional yet sporty. That's not exactly what I had in mind. Not an ounce of fashion sense between you. Excuse me, I'd like to order a set of clothes like the ones I'm wearing. Setzer, no, we're trying to make him look better, not worse. So now he gets a nice little suit. I've got it, a tuxedo, a silk hat, and a rose between his teeth. That's Edgar. Talk about overdoing it, sheesh. I guess we'll have to go with a bandana on his head after all. A bandana? I thought we were trying to make him look presentable. Guess we should all know better than to expect any sort of class out of Locke. What was that? Say it again, I dare you. I don't actually remember that part. I wonder if it's either because I have Locke in my party that I usually don't, or it might be because I picked him up and I usually do it before he's been picked up. Listen, Gao, you're going to go in there now and show your father what a fine young man you've become. Yow! Glad I had in my party to see that scene then. That was great. Excuse me, sir. Who in blazes are you? Oh, the repairman? Sir, you had a son once, didn't you? You remember, right? A son? Yes, you see, sir, he's alive. Gao, speak up. Father? Huh? What? What's all this business about a son? I don't have a son. But now that you mention it, I once had a terrible dream. A dream in which some kind of demon child was born. I grabbed the thing and rushed off to the veldt with it. The thing was crying like crazy by the time I got there. But sir, I left the child there, and then I turned around and ran, trying not to look back. I'm trying to tell you. Then all of a sudden the crying stopped. I turned around, and there was some frightful monster. Never seen anything like it. Hideous it was. Still gives me the shakes when I think about it. I give up. This guy's hopeless. But you, young man, your parents must be proud to have such a fine son. I still dream about being chased by that demon child, terrifying those dreams. Why, you old, running your mouth not even so much as thinking about Gao's feelings. You want me to beat some sense back into you? Wow. Now, before I continue, another thing I noticed, I was watching another streamer play this a couple days ago, and he hadn't picked up lock yet when he ran into this, and the repairman was saying, the old man was actually made a mention to the star-shaped mountain and a treasure hunter going there, a guy with a bandana. So definitely, whether you've recruited certain characters or have them in your party, apparently alters his text and stuff, and that's interesting. I didn't know that was the case, but it seems to have been something that happened in the vanilla game as well. I'm sorry. Father alive. Gao happy. And that's it. Unfortunately, it's not a permanent costume change for Gao either, so... And so you don't get any kind of reward from it. You don't get a bunch of rages or anything, or a stat increase for Gao or any kind of item. It's simply a story, and it's a bittersweet one. But it is the only kind of story advancement that Gao gets after you pick him up in the world of balance. Pretty early on, too. He's a character for most of the game, but he's just a wild child who has no interactions after leaving. Very sad. If this ever did get a full-blown remake, they definitely should spend time into fleshing out Gao's character and giving him more involvement and stuff, as well as possibly improving his rages in some way. Anyhow, now we need to do Shadow's resolution such as it is. Don't even care who's in the party at this point. They're all there, it's popping to them, so we're just going to use this party. Because all we're going to do is sleep a lot. I play a lot of games where the solution is to sleep a lot. And also to get on the airship and then immediately dock the airship when we're trying to fly. Because those swapped controls mess me up so badly on the airship. Thamasa makes it 1 GP. Whoops. Not Ebbett's Rock. We need to actually go to Thamasa. Come on, I can land here. Where does it have me? Okay, that was weird. I was certain that I was floating over this blank space before. Again, I have so many resources, it really doesn't matter. I could sleep at any inn. I still have over 1 million gil, and I don't really have anything to spend it on. I could top off all my items, but it would be pointless. But even so, I like the cheap ones. So every time you sleep in an inn with Shadow, after you pick him up in the World of Ruin, you have a chance of getting a dream. Now, I think that you don't have to do anything to reset the chances or anything as well. You just sleep. You don't have to, like, leave the inn or town. Although you might need to. I can't quite remember. We'll see how long it takes for me to get these. Kind of pointless overall. Most people can find out about them on the internet and everything, but I'm kind of doing a almost everything playthrough, so want to show these off if I can. One of the advantages to the World of Ruin is that it's a little harder to avoid discovering that, I guess. There are so many ways to free heal in the World of Balance that it's pretty easy to avoid inns, but it's a lot harder in the World of Ruin because a lot of those are gone. There's a couple of places you can go if you really want to, but most of the time as you're traveling around the world, it's a lot more... Okay, I'm not getting any dreams. I might have to leave town and come back in and try again. We're going to do that after this sleep if I don't get anything. Yeah. Not having an awful lot of luck. For all I know, they could be disabled in the Pixel Remaster because of some random thing done, but we'll find out. I'm really hoping not. You always get the dream after you rescue him where you first meet the character called Clyde, who leaves the city of Thamasa telling the dog to stay with his daughter. And the dog not listening. In before I spend a half hour doing this and don't get even a single dream. Since I've never studied things like this too much, I found and watched most of the dreams as a kid and then never worried about them, so I haven't really done it in like more than 20 years, but it would be interesting if there were certain caveats like it, none of them occur at Thamasa's Inn or something. Or they could be disabled in Pixel Remaster and I don't know and I'm wasting my time, but we swear this is a thing. Okay, this is getting kind of ridiculous. I'm going to fly around to various towns and see if anything changes. Because again, it's been more than 20 years, but I'm pretty certain there are no caveats. There isn't supposed to be a weird thing like only triggers in each inn, or you have to go to specific inns with him. Because I'm pretty certain I never did anything like that before, but who knows? Okay. It would be very annoying if they just disabled them in the Pixel Remaster. On accident, I would assume, because there's no reason to do that on purpose. I'll go around to a couple more towns, and if I don't get anything in the next, like, 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how frustrated I get, I guess I'll just have to give it up. Okay, Zen is right here. It has an end. Oops. And then I find out the Pixel Remaster is broken in that if you sleep with Mog wearing the Malulu's charm because it prevents encounters, it prevents it from happening. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense either because it can't prevent other triggered combats, and even if this were considered some sort of encounter, it should be a triggered one, but whatever. I don't know. All I can do is speculate and make wild theories when it isn't happening. Whoops. Ah, finally, we got one. So much for the 1 in 4 chance. Clyde, how could you? I was your partner. You should be here with me. Join me, Clyde. Yeah, I did. Moving from town to town has helped, so I'm going to keep moving from town to town. Yeah, it is. Aha, second one. In the Phantom Forest, they just looted the Phantom train, apparently. Yahoo, we did it, Clyde! 1,000,000 gil, what a blast! This is the life! I guess it's time we thought of a name, eh? A name? All good bandit duos need a name. I, sort of have one in mind. Well, let's hear it. The Shadow Bandits. What do you think? Not bad, eh? Shadow Bandits, great train robbers of the century. They talk about trains, but the only one you see in the game is the Phantom train. Nope, Narch doesn't have a inn anymore. Not one you can use. You can sleep on the beds there, but I don't think you get a dream if you sleep in like any of the special bed places. Okay, no dream tonight. Game sound may be too low for the to pick up the little sleep jingle because it's very, very quiet. When it triggers, though, you know you aren't getting a dream. After 2 in a row, I was getting hopeful we'd get them all fast. Any other towns around here? Not ones that we can use. That's it for the towns. I've gone to them all now. I always want to go to Evet's Rock instead of Thamasa itself. You can? Good. I don't know if it actually makes a difference, but I'm going to go ahead and keep in-hopping. It seemed to work, and then maybe we'll see if Collingen and South Figaro seem to be the places where it happens the most. So those are 2 places you meet up with him, so I don't know if somehow that might have something to do with it. Although we met with him in Albrook as well, and technically Thamasa, so... Okay, here's a dream. Open your eyes. How bad is it? This isn't my blood, is it, Clyde? Don't worry, you're gonna be okay. I'm sorry, I let my guard down. Don't talk, the town's just a bit further. You don't have to pretend. I know. This is my blood, isn't it? I'm done for. Get going. Leave me here. I'd only slow you down. You want to get caught? Before you go, I have a favor to ask. Please, finish me off with your knife. How could you ask me to do something like that? You know what they'll do to me if they catch me alive. I don't want to have to go through that. Touch my arm. Feel it shaking? I've never been afraid in my life, and now I'm quivering like a leaf. Please, before I wet myself and have to die a coward, just take your knife and... I can't do it! Clyde! I'm sorry. Clyde, how could you? The terrain for that scene was the same one used when you fall at the end of the falls, the Barren Falls, and you wind up on the Veldt, where you meet Gao for the first time, and then he runs off. Pretty certain that's the exact same terrain set. Of course, they used the Phantom Forest, Phantom Train area with the silhouette of the train to show them robbing a train place, so kind of makes sense that they reuse. Inn's right there. Last one. Okay, after spending so much time trying to get it, finally they came pretty quick when they started coming. Hey, are you alright? Where am I? In a small village called Thasa. Come on now, pull yourself together. Slightly expensive. And then the dream that you get when you first rescue him from the cave on the veldt is after that. A couple of interesting things there, but if that dog is actually Interceptor in that dream, then Interceptor is an extremely old dog. Very expensive dreams, yep. So I'm pretty sure that's the last one. There are, of course, in the 90s, video games had all sorts of rumors about them, and there were rumors that if you got all of Shadow's dreams, including the super rare 5th one, then Shadow's fate at the very end of the game would change, how its ending goes slightly. It's not the case. That's one of just those old internet rumors that you kind of wish were true still, but... So that's pretty much it. I've done just about everything in the game there is to do except level my characters to 99, which I'm not going to bother doing. I'm more than powerful enough to take on the endgame now, so... Time to go ahead and equip the party. Let's see, Realm is powerful enough that I actually don't need the hero ring, I don't think. Let's see. I might just give her a ward bangle. Figuring out the exact items I want to give everyone is one of the hardest things. I maybe should have just gone and gotten more Miracle Shoes, because then I could give one to everyone. Okay, a ribbon for her isn't bad. Ribbon and Miracle Shoes. She'll be immune to pretty much everything and be able to help out in all of her parties. Mog, Malulu's Charm. Miracle Shoes. I'm not going to give him the Miracle Shoes. He's not going to be doing a whole lot. I'm going to go ahead and give him Dragoon Boots, and then when, before his one boss fight, I'm going to give him the Dragon Horn, and let him be powerful that way. Setzer is not going to be in the final party. Terra is equipped. Locke, I'm going to turn into an absolute combat beast. Oh, I need the Genji glove first. We're going to give him Genji glove and Master Scroll. And he's going to be ridiculous. Genji helm, not going to give him the red cap, going to give him the circlet. And instead of Gladius, we're giving him Man-Eater. Edgar is going to get... Terra, I'm going to give the Enhancer to. We're going to give him the Lightbringer. He needs it a little bit more. Also, yeah. Going to give him an Ice Shield to go with his red jacket and his Royal Crown. We'll give him the circlet, give the other one the Royal Crown. He can use a hero ring. Boost his damage. And Hermes Sandals. Tiger Fang, give him the Royal Crown. Give him a flame... No, he doesn't need a flame shield because he's immune to fire too. I'll give him another thunder shield. I ought to give them both thunder shields because they're immune to fire. I need to go to Sealess real quick. Take off her thunder shield. Gonna give her the Genji shield because she's immune to elements because of the Minerva Bustier. So that's a really good shield for her. Gives her a lot. She doesn't need the hero's ring either. She should actually be one of the people probably with Miracle Shoes because she's so awesome with her high spell power and such. He doesn't need a hero ring though either. Might be good to give him a safety bit. Let's give him Hermes Sandals as well. There, okay, he's good. You get the San Tetsuken. That's the most powerful weapon you can use at the moment. Give you a Flame Shield. Give you the red cap and Genji armor. You could use... Should I give him the Hero's Ring or just the Gygus Glove? Give him the Hero Ring. And more Hermes Sandals. Gao we're not using. Okay, Strago. Magus Rod. Flame Shield is fine. Circlet. Nutkin Suit. Give him the Miracle Shoes. He's probably going to be in a party that fights a lot of bosses, so it might not be a bad idea to have it. He's going to do plenty of damage too, but I'll give him the Earring because his magic power isn't super duper high. 68 is pretty good though. He's actually the one who needs it more than anyone probably. Actually, that's a good idea. Do I still have a Hero's Ring? Yes. Okay. Greatly increases magic power. Okay, go ahead and give him an Ice Shield, because we're running out. Circlet. Magus Robe is his best robe. So he has a 42 magic with all that boost, so that's okay. Yamaro, we'll go ahead and give him his Blizzard Orb. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. If I put him in Party 2, that should be fine. Okay, Shadow gets Kage Nui. Give him a Flame Shield, Circlet, Genji Armor. Okay, am I all done with Miracle Shoes? Kind of would rather give him than Strago, but maybe not. Maybe we'll leave him. Could super increase his evasion. Yeah, I'm just about out of good relics. I could get some more Miracle Shoes if I really wanted to. Just give him a Gygus Glove and an Earring so his throws will hit maximum, although they'll be close anyway. Okay, that's the party equipped, so yeah, he's almost done. He's got the last of it. So one of the things I could do is teach everybody Ultima with the Paladin Shield. I could teach them Quick with Raiden. Quick is absolutely a broken ability, but meh. Alright, we're going in. So the first party, the meanest thing that the game does... It's time we took the battle to Kefka's doorstep. We have to see this cutscene first. What's wrong, Silas? The gods of the Warring Triad control the magic of the Esper world. If we destroy them... You're worried about what might happen? I can't say for sure, but... Espers and even magic itself could vanish from the world. And if that happens, what'll happen to Terra? This scene changes slightly depending on how many characters you've recruited. If you haven't got Strago, he won't add in. If you don't have Terra, it won't zoom in on her. Alright, now the game does a very mean thing by making the Party 1, which you would normally put your strongest characters if you know nothing. They only fight one boss the entire way. You can opt them into... No, I don't even think you can. You can't even opt them into the... Well, maybe you can. Let's see. No, because they have to go in through the middle. They have to wait for everybody else to open it. They go in through the middle, so they can't even go in the center. Yeah, they will only ever fight one boss, so... Go ahead and put Cyan. So the characters you kind of care the least about can go there. Let's see... I'm gonna do Shadow. That'll be powerful enough for one boss. I kind of would like to have Yumaro beating up guys for me in the thing. So we put Mog there because then this party will only have to worry about one battle the entire time. So we want our strong party members in some of the other parties. So there we have 2 outrageous physical attackers, 2 of our super top tier mages. And then we'll put the Figaro brothers in this group, which is going to be the most dangerous, and then we put these 2 here. I could swap Edgar for Shadow, but I kind of want the, because I think Shadow is actually better than Edgar at this point. His tools have kind of reached the point of maximum, although he's got decent enough magic and stuff. But I like having the brothers together. I like having Rome with her grandpa. I kind of want to swap Yumaro and Shadow, but then I have to take the Blizzard Orb off of Yeti because the only boss he fights is absorbs it. In fact, he would anyway. I just need to take the Blizzard Orb off him and give him something else. Very sad. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and do that. As much as I kind of like Yumaro beating things up, it might be better to have this party. Okay, this is the best party. Yeah, I shouldn't do it. Yumaro did a lot of his work in the Colosseum. I don't need him otherwise. Okay. Whee! 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 Why our characters know they have to jump off in 3 parties and they wind up in these places, we don't know. L button to switch between them. Right, because Y does other stuff. Okay, let me go ahead and equip something else on Shadow. I'm going to go ahead and give him an alarm earring, actually, to prevent back attacks. I almost want to give him a ward bangle, too. Probably, quite honestly, everybody should be in the back row again, because we have 3 casters and Shadow. Pretty much everybody's learned from Phoenix already, so it doesn't matter that much. Terra will probably learn quick by the time we're done with this if we leave that on her, so that's fine. You have anything else you haven't learned yet? Keating, Ifrit, shall we finish learning Drain just for the heck of it? Let's give you something. You haven't learned Bahamut's Flare yet. You have Ultima, so it doesn't matter. I actually ought to put one of my gold hairpins on him so that he can blow people up with Ultima. You haven't learned Phoenix yet? Go ahead and learn Phoenix then. But I have plenty of ethers and tents and stuff too, so that doesn't matter. I'm not going to say we're just gonna go with it. Okay, and even though we also have ultimate equipment, we'll go ahead and loot everything to see if we get any better stuff. Great Marlboros absorb almost every element, so instant death, huh? Yep. Probably isn't a bad idea to just run from every fight, but I'm kind of stubborn. I hate running from battles, and so having instant death prevention is also good for the fights. I'm just too lazy to want to swap out most of my relics before every boss fight. Okay, I have 68 Phoenix down. I also have a lot of mana and life abilities, so... Do you have Arise? No, you don't even have Arise. Okay, so I guess we have to use you. Again, I have some MP restoring stuff too. Another Minerva Bustier, so that's 4. So if you didn't pick them up in the Colosseum, you can get them here. Yay. Okay, so Great Marlboros I should just have Strago deal with. A Pinwheel. Okay. Although I think he does 9999 with the Fuma Shuriken, so he doesn't really need the Pinwheel, but... Alright, optional boss, Atmoa. Unlike most of the game where you get save points before bosses, several of the times you get save points after here. These guys can be really dangerous, but with our elemental absorption, they're not so much. Plus, we have really high defense, too. So that was hilarious, a fight right before him. Okay, Atma. I am the one known as Ultima. Sorry, Ultima Buster. He was just called Atma in the original. Forged an eternity ago. I was placed here. And then forgotten in the mists of time. Long have I pondered what I should do. Long, long have I pondered. But now it seems I have an answer. Prepare cool effect. Oh, those don't look nearly as good. The original sprite shows that those are obviously gears spinning. They just kind of blinked and looked funny. He absorbs quite a lot of elements as well. Best to just throw. Let's throw Fuma Shuriken and see how much damage it does. And a couple of flares should finish him off. Nah, it doesn't quite do 9999, so... Minerva Bustier makes her immune to lightning, so no big deal. I want to cast Grand Delta at least once to, as well, if he's still alive after this flare. Reminds me of Dark Matter from Chrono Trigger. And yeah, it does 9999 to one character, so it's cheaper than Ultimate. So maybe not a bad thing that I picked it up. And now we get a save point. So we can use a tent. Let's have somebody else. I've seen a lot of Terra tents. Let's show off Realm's tent. Should have saved in another spot, but if I really want to leave, I can still leave. You can pretty much find a way to back out at any time. Movers. Alright, I don't want to be death magicked by the Greater Marlboro, so use a Ultima that'll finish him. Double Flare, just in case he survives. All these monsters are really, really tough. This is, even if you level up a decent amount, if you haven't leveled up a huge amount, this is one of the more dangerous final dungeons to my memory in the Final Fantasies. Four of those guys stacked on top of each other is pretty funny. The way they arrive in the SNES version, you can tell, because they race in from the side of the screen really rapidly. There's one of the ribbons in the game. Okay, our first dragon. This is a gold dragon. He does electricity. Let's see. Actually, Grand Delta is cheaper, so it will still do 9999 probably. Let's go ahead and throw Fuma Shuriken. He doesn't have a lot of hit points, so he should go down after those attacks. Not quite dead yet. One more flare should finish him. Just don't use Thunder on him or you'll heal him. Crystal Orb, one of the worst powerful relics in the game. One dragon remaining. Okay, and this party is done for now. Instead of safety bit for now, why don't you wear a ward bangle to reduce the amount of encounters we get? And you have everything, so I'm not even going to put a... Okay, Zone Seeker's fine, actually. If you level up, you'll get more magic power. More magic power! Alexander, fine. Midgard Solmer. Catobleepus would be more useful, really. You don't have Carbuncle yet, either? Let's see. These three in the back. Locke needs to be up front to do his maximum damage. Now, he's wearing one weapon that decreases in damage as he loses HP, and one that increases it. But both ignore defense and the offering reduction, so attacking with 8 of them is going to do a lot of damage. I'm just going to flare him to prevent him from countering with a death attack. Chainsaw the Great Behemoth and attack. Oh, he's doing 8k with that. That's not bad. So he did 12,000 there with those 8 attacks. And his damage would actually go up if he were to go down. I'm going to go ahead and put the red cap on him, actually. Although it's slightly worse there. I'd lose his magic, but he's not using that. But he'd gain some HP, agility, and strength. And the HP helps him out for his... because then he loses less from Atma, but he gains more from Valiant Knife as he increases. If I wanted to be really crazy, which I could actually do as well, if I wanted to do something other than tools with Edgar, I could give him the Illumina in his other hand. There's a Nutkin suit if I want an extra. Which would just do great base damage. As well as giving him good defense. I probably ought to do that, honestly. Because while the Valiant Knife can be fun if he gets low, I'd really rather him not be low. Oh, he has the Man-Eater instead of the Valiant Knife anyway. Let's go ahead and try the Valiant Knife instead and see what his damage is. I thought I had the Valiant Knife on. No wonder his damage wasn't as impressive as I thought it would be. Yeah, there we go, 1800. So now he's doing 16k damage. And his damage with the Valiant Knife will go up as he loses HP, even if his damage with the Atma weapon goes down. For the final battle against Kefka, I'm probably going to give him the Lightbringer, though. Another Hero's Ring for increased damage. That's actually good for somebody, possibly. Not right now, not this party, but another one of the parties. Also, an Aegis Shield here. This is quite a maze-like thing if they don't let you in the original game, because they don't show you those passages when you enter them. Instant Death Chainsaw. Alright, next boss fight against Inferno, or whatever they call him here. I'm going to go ahead and make a second save so that if I want to continue buffing these characters up to level 99, I can leave more easily. Atomic Ray only does damage to, yeah, okay. So now his damage with the Apple Weapon has gone down a bit because of the damage he took, but now the Valiant Knife is doing even more, so... Didn't quite kill him. Chainsaw didn't quite kill him either. He should be close to death, though. Let's just go ahead and flare. Whatever, keep doing it. Maybe he'll miss with the chainsaw, but whatever. This is, yeah. Blew through him really fast with this powerful party. And I have 100,000 tents, so... Okay, let's show off the Figaro Brothers tent, which is actually... They all have the same tent as Celis. Because they have the same... what they choose for the design of the tent is actually based on their the palette of their sprites, interestingly. Mega Elixir, nice to have another one of those. Primeval Dragon. Rainbow Brush, which is supposed to be Realm's ultimate weapon, but it's not really as good as the Magus Rod, which I alternatively mispronounce as Magus Rod, Magus Rod, Magus Rod, whatever. Hey, nice instant death chainsaw. These things aren't worth nearly as much EXP as you'd expect for powerful monsters in the endgame. Nice crit. About level 60 is where the Atma weapon starts getting utterly ridiculous, too. Its damage starts scaling up really, really, really high, really fast. The Eightfold Seal is broken. We got the Crusader! Which, if you use as an Esper, pretty much kills everybody, including you. Oh, it gave me Magicite Completionist, even though I didn't get Ragnarok. That's nice. So I don't have to do a second playthrough. Not that I would mind, to get the Ragnarok Esper instead. Let's see. Oh yeah, might as well give her that Esper. Not sure she'll actually learn from it, but she'll actually learn the... It teaches Meteor times 10, which is nice if you want to collect it and then leave the tower and come back. Okay, now time to go to the next party. Who's going to have a much easier time? We don't know what you're talking about with all of these powerful enemies. There's nothing here. Oh, chest. Hypno Crown, another Realm-only helm. Realm has so many unique pieces of equipment which are pretty good. Like, if this crown would probably be a better helm for almost everybody except for her. Fixed Dice actually turns Setzer into an absolute beast. If you get him up to level 50 plus, he can do 12,000 damage a turn pretty reliably with the Master Scroll. And possibly as much as 40,000 damage if you get really lucky, or just shy of 40k. And the higher level you get, the better chance he has, of course, of hitting those insane numbers. So he is a character who can break the damage cap that way. Unfortunately, since you only get one Master Scroll in the base game, there's only one character who can actually hit that ultimate ability. At least with attacking. You have to either choose Atma Weapon, Valiant Knife, or the Offering for superpower damage. Heave! Plunk. That's the map. I play the randomizer so much, it's just so easy for me to default to Y to swap parties, but that opens the map in this game. Wow, it actually retains my memory, even though I haven't fought with them in a while. Gamma Rays adds Doom. It's not going to live long enough for that. This thing has a lot of hit points, though. I'm gonna toss one of my 30 Imp Partisans. Move out of the way! Whoops, I forgot to move him when I had him. There we go. Push! Open that barrier. Nice little animations for that, too. So you can choose Party B or Party C. So you can make C if you're really undervalued. C always has to fight whatchamacallit, though. But you can make B secondary. They would only fight one boss if you skip the dragon and Ultima Buster in their thing, so... We don't care about Doom. Oh, we're using Faraga. Oh well, we've got plenty of things to, and it's still doing really awesome damage. Yay for high battle speed, almost killing him with Doom. Alright, the Guardian. Drill isn't as powerful, but it is guaranteed not to miss, and we'll still do 7k. Not Thundara, I want Thundaga. And attack. Probably should just have Edgar use Thundaga as well. But it's cool that his tools are doing this much damage. Having the hero ring helps. We mastered a couple of things. Okay, great. Fenrir, Phantom, Catoblepus. Okay, we've seen your tent. We'll go ahead and show that the Figaro brothers are the same. The green tent with the yellow crown on top, all three of them have it. Because they all have the green and blue and white palette. Okay, he has really high magic defense, so you don't have flare. I'm just going to use a Holy Rod with him then. That's actually guaranteed 999 damage, I think, with his level. Yep. Maybe I'll have you use it too. I've got 20 of them. And you attack. Don't need to really worry about weight tricking all that much, but during the aid attacks, definitely would rather not have time advance because of how it's unfair in this game. He should be dead soon. Yep, there we go. And he drops the Radiant Lance, which is convenient because that's the one that'll be most useful for my party here. Because we're going to equip, actually not on these guys though. We need to find Mog and equip the Radiant Lance on him because it's a more powerful lance, although it is fully based, which would help against the next boss, but whatever. Go ahead and give you that. The Holy Lance. And give you Lightbringer, because this will make you more survivable against Kefka since you're lacking in armor. This will give him a good chance to evade a lot of attacks. And we can keep him topped off safely. I don't have to worry about him getting too low. It does mean that I'm not going to get any kind of damage recovery if he takes damage right before he's attacking. It's just going to nerf my damage, period, but oh well. Alright, next party. I need to take off your Blizzard Orb because that will actually heal the boss we're fighting, so we don't get to see him use Blizzard ever, sadly. Let's give him a Gygus Glove instead, because he'll do more physical damage with all his physical attacks. Hero's Ring, Hero's Ring. So this party isn't going to get the Hero's Ring. Fine. Who did I want to give that to, I think? Probably to Shadow, actually. Go ahead and give that to him, and that'll max out his damage. Might as well. Okay, now before this battle, we want to equip on him the Dragon Horn. Okay, Tempest. I've still got Blitz on him, that's fine. But I'm going to use the Holy Rod for now. Oh, everybody else got frozen. Nice, wonderful start to the fight. Good job, Go-Go. You actually broke it. Let's go ahead and fire the party. At the very least, casting fire on the party will get rid of their frozen. Jump with Dragon Horn. So he does 4 attacks of 5,000 damage at this level with this weapon. So again, although it is a little bit slow, he's also a damage breaker because of that. He can break the damage cap. So Cyan is not too bad of a choice if you're willing to take the long resets. Miss, miss, yeah. Unfortunately, he became useless because of the effect of the thing there, so we'll just use Pearl Rods to finish him. His Pearl Rods. He is weak to Holy. Can't evade the sword tech, though. Go Cyan. So I didn't even get to use the Dragon Horn to its full effect. Very sad. But because it does multiple lances when you're at high enough level with a powerful enough lance, it jumps multiple times, so you can do close to 20 to 40k depending on how many jumps you get. So it's actually a really powerful endgame weapon too. Don't really even need to tempt this group. Nobody in here is going into the final battle. Not initially anyway. Switch parties. Oh, you can't find the button for that. Oh, here are the Arimans. Using Doom right off the bat. Excellent. Oh, it's just Doom. It's not... There we go. Strago learned Flare. He learned Doom as well because that's a blue magic. Kiraga and Arise. Alexander, you haven't learned that apparently yet. Sure. Goddess is also another Thunder-based character, so if you want to prep for this battle, ultimately give everybody Thunder Shields or the Paladin Shield. Don't use Thunder Magic on her, of course. He has Flare now, so probably should pick... Yeah, that'll probably, with the... Yeah, that should do 9999 with the thing there. I think she absorbs Holy as well, so you don't want to use that on her. Interestingly, this is the uncensored sprite from Japan. They added slightly more clothing on her in the SNES version. He doesn't quite do 99 with Flare. He could do 9999 if I use Grand Delta more. If Partisan does 9999 when thrown, though. Throw is so powerful. I didn't even get to use any of my scrolls, and I'm kind of sad about that. I didn't bother to. I should have used them a couple of times. I was afraid of enemies being immune to absorbing elements. Excalibur, which is inferior to both Ragnarok and Illumina. And inferior really to Enhancer, because I like the +7 magic stat a lot more than the minor stats it gives. We destroyed the Warring Triad, but Power Magic isn't fading like it should be. Could Kefka have extracted the very source of magic from them? Let's have Shadow. See Shadow's tent. He's got that little tent, which is the same as Cyan's. So they have the same palette. Okay, final save game. We're about to confront the Warring Triad. Or, we just defeated the Warring Triad. We're about to confront Kefka. Endgame. This is it. Let's go. Welcome, friends. I knew you'd come, so I've been practicing my greeting. How much do you have to destroy before you'll have had your fill, Kefka? I've acquired the ultimate power. Observe! Such a magnificent power. You're nothing more than fleas compared to me. Embrace your destruction. It is the fate of all things. To be destroyed? Maybe it is. But people can always rebuild, and new lives will always be born. Don't tell me Yumaro's saying that. He is definitely not saying that. Interestingly, you'll never see him do that in the SNES unless you only bring Yumaro, Mog, and Go-Go. Then time will destroy all those as well. Why do people insist on creating things that will inevitably be destroyed? Because this is an interesting thing that I've noticed. From playing the game so much in FF6 on the SNES version, a lot of events like this right here, where you don't have a set party, what happens and who does what, and their positions on the screen are determined by the character order, as you see in the character select screen, which goes Terra, Locke, Shadow, Cyan, Edgar, Sabin. I might have gotten a few of these mixed up, but it's like, go through that, then Celis, Realm, Strago, Setzer, Gao, Mog, Yumaro, Go-Go, Yumaro. It's something like that, but that is the order that characters will choose things to do in. So characters like Yumaro and Go-Go will pretty much never have an involvement unless there's nobody else in the party to take the place. I did one of the very first YouTube videos I did, which has awful audio, unfortunately. I need to redo the thing because it's such a funny concept. I went in only with Mog, Yumaro, and Go-Go, and so Go-Go and Yumaro participated in a lot of the stuff in the final fight, and it's rather hilarious that they would be saying these things. But you get some of that naturally here, apparently. Why do people insist on creating things that will inevitably be destroyed? Why do people cling to life, knowing that they must someday die, knowing that none of it will have meant anything once they do? Yeah, Yumaro's participating because of his placement. Because it's not the end that matters. It's knowing that you have something to live for right now, at this moment. Something you've worked for, something that's worth protecting. As long as you have that, that's enough. And did you all find your somethings in this broken world that's dying itself? Yes. That will pretty much always be Terra. Love. A person worth protecting. A wife and child who live on within me. Friends and family. Okay, this is actually going in the character order, so it is Cyan Shadow, not Shadow Cyan. A peaceful kingdom. A loving brother who always looks out for me. Someone willing to accept me for who I am. An adorable little granddaughter. An obnoxious grandpa who I couldn't live without. New pals, Kupo! And Gogo and Yumaro never say anything there, though. Blah, you people make me sick. You sound like lines from a self-help book. If that's how it's going to be, I'll snuff them all out. Every last one of your sickening, happy little reasons for living. No, Kefka, stop! Without the proper text boxes, it's hard to know that even text has appeared. The Light of Judgment. That looks so much cooler than in the original SNES, I'll tell you that. Some of these little graphical effects do look so much more, you know, they put nice little effects into them. I wield the greatest power in existence. You may as well be the dirt on the bottom of my boots, or the dirt stuck to the bottom of that dirt. One of the more interesting color changes, palette changes in the new sprites is that they inverted Kefka's colors. He's wearing a red suit with a green cape instead of green suit with red cape, except when he's pulled his cape over himself like that. I'll destroy everything! I'll create my own empire of death! So this would be Terra. You can't destroy everything. People will always have dreams. No, when I'm through, there won't be anything left to dream about. And this would be Locke. We won't let you hurt any more people. Hee hee hee, but what fun is destruction if no precious lives are lost? And if you didn't recruit Terra, at this point she would suddenly say, I must go, my planet needs me, and turn into an Esper and yeet herself out of Mobliz, fly off. Run out on all the kids she's been mama to. It ends here, Kefka. Okay, decide the order of participation in battle. Very similar to the party I've been using. Mog does still have his leap, so he can do a lot of damage. These two... No, I'm going to use Shadow ahead of Sabin. I shouldn't need more than one person, period. Although I did forget to do protection against... I'm probably going to lose one person at the stage 3 because I forgot to prep Phantom on summon on one of those, or Fenrir. Catoblepus, yeah. Crusader, Ifrit. So I don't have anything, either Golem or Fenrir or even Phantom in order to evade the attack. So if it hits, I'll lose a character, and so I'd rather, yeah, I'll let Mog jump on Kefka so we can see the jump. So he'll be the replacement. Plus he has a lot of magic. Okay, we'll go with this party. Here comes the music. Alright, break on this arm is an effective strategy. Then we want to kill the top head. It's weak to fire. Even Fira's doing 8k to it. Firaga would definitely do 999, but we're going to stick to Fyra. Okay, and it's dead, so now we can just attack and mutilate that body part. Let's see. He got hurt, didn't he? Yeah, he actually got hurt pretty bad. So we'll go ahead and cure him up, and then do a flare. Darn, auto-targeting. More flares. Oh, I can just life 3 the party, though. That's right. re-raise, so not a worry. Is it still alive? Yes, it is. Nope, that was its death attack. Maybe should have turned the speed down for this one. At the level I'm at, I could just like cast meteors, and just blow through these things too, but I've gotten so used to being slightly under-leveled for the randomizer and needing to use powerful strats, so that's what we're doing. Okay, you can silence the caster head way over on the left, so we're going to do that. Silence. And then we're going to cast Do Death on part G here. Death missed. Okay. It has a chance of missing. It's not immune. Unless they made it immune now. Of course, it might be that my thing is off too. Maybe it's this part, actually. Because only one part of them is. There we go. Yeah, so I was aiming at the wrong part because the placement of the cursor was slightly different than my memory. I finally realized, so. Now there are multiple parts, so Meteor is actually pretty good to use. Since I never learned Ultima with these characters. Graviga, no effect because he can't do it to us. I'd have her cure herself. Luckily, Meteor can't target the... Now, the Master Scroll is even more powerful than the Offering because you couldn't previously crit when using the Offering quadruple attack in the SNES version. But with Master Scroll, it seems to allow you to get away with doing crits too, so your damage can be even higher. Oh, the silence didn't go away here. That's interesting. Tara was nearly killed. My goodness. I need to heal her up and then use re-raise before we do anything else. Make sure everybody has re-raise so that if calmness is used on us, we will come back. Oh, she's getting her thing off. Okay, that's good. So yeah, that's plenty of life. So let's go ahead and re-raise. Okay, you do the last two re-raises with your dual cast. You go ahead and cure up, lock to full, and you go ahead and attack. Okay, now everyone has re-raise on them. Need him to kill the top first, which it looks like he has done enough to now. Yep, alright, it's dead. Doom, which is very unfortunate. I need to maintain this. Okay, let's go ahead and flare. Need to make sure to wake trick out this so that it doesn't go off before we kill it. Shrine is very annoying. That's going to put silence and blind on all of us, so I'm going to do a bunch of missing. Oh no, I can't miss because I have offering. Never mind. This might very well kill. Yep. So unfortunately, we have darkness and silence going into the final Kefka fight. And here's the real Dancing Mad, along with some of the best dialogue, pre-battle dialogue from a final boss ever. Video game, movie story, you know, epic action movie, superhero movie, or whatever. There is no greater villain line than this, as far as I'm concerned. Life, dreams, hope. Where do they come from? And where do they go? Such meaningless things. I'll destroy them all! Okay, need to use remedies on us. People's remedy spell as well I can use. Esuna. Okay, there's Heartless Angel. So you use the Mega Elixir. Do I have it at the bottom? Yes, I do. I never put it up, but that's okay. Now, I think our Holy Rods will actually do 9999 at this point. You dual cast Flare, though. Okay, let's freeze the counter. Oh man, it's gonna lower his damage. Might still be enough to kill him though, I've already hit him with a bunch. Hyperdrive, nope, that might very well kill him. Not quite, but now his damage is way lower. So he's only going to do 8,000 with these 8 attacks instead of, almost 9,000 instead of doing 16,000. Which is why this combo is so strong. Oh yeah, I put re-raise on, so that doesn't even matter. The end draws near. The end is nigh! And that's it. Yes! Ah! Victory is mine! The tower's collapsing! There's no time to lose. Come on, the airship's just ahead. Setzer arrived, but Gao didn't for some reason. Whoever you didn't bring with you who's in your actual party you've collected comes running in at this point, but for some reason Gao has not arrived. We have everybody even? Everybody except for Gao is there, though, yeah. Come on, everybody. We can make it if we work together. Terra, what's wrong? Again, just one of the slightly improved graphics. The effects graphics are so much improved. The Magicite. Magic is disappearing. The Espers are fading from the world. What'll happen to Terra? Come with me. I can use the last of my power to guide you out. And then whatever name you choose is Cyan as. That graphical test looks really awful with the old-time pixely thing, the set there. Cyan Garamond. I don't care that much about the font, but it's almost worth it. Cyan, could you hit that switch? It would almost be worth it to... mechanical devices are not my strong point. But if there's any call for changing the font, it's for this ending scene with the name you choose as the person. I do believe I'm getting better, though. Setzer as Setzer Gabbiani. Wait. Oh, she picked up the coin and gave it to him. That's what that was about. Whenever you think you're right, you're wrong. And that's a big mistake. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. That's what you always used to say, wasn't it, Daryl? That was not translated well. He says, we should go that way. Sometimes you just have to feel your way through these things, which was okay. But that line he uses in Kingdom Hearts, right before the battle, or Kingdom Hearts 2, right before his battle with Roxas. Oh, Gollum, that isn't even done right, so it's fading over itself. So Edgar Roni Figaro and Sabin Rene Figaro. Yeah. It's not like I wanted to dump all that responsibility on you. I knew you'd look out for the kingdom. I wanted to be able to look out for you. That's why I went off to become stronger. Also, it's sometimes hard to read the text when they don't put it in text boxes. His line in the SNES is cute. He says, now I know why I have these big, dumb muscles. Mog, as Mog. It was slightly translated right. Whatever you think is right is wrong is what he said in Kingdom Hearts 2, but it's that same thing, and that's a big mistake. Help me, Kupo! It seems like a really weird and silly line, but considering they're taking it from this scene and knowing where it comes from makes that make a little bit more sense. The fur! Watch the fur! I'm not a stuffed animal, Kupo! They actually just have him say, watch the hair in the SNES, which makes it even funnier since he's covered with hair / fur. Yumaro as Yumaro. The one disappointment to naming all your characters the right name, too, is that this makes this a little bit silly with each name. It won't open. Ooga! And notice the only characters to appear in every single one are Setzer and Silas and Edgar in quite a lot of them. Either they always have either Silas, Setzer, or Edgar in every single one of them. And except for specific ones for specific people and their own, of course, they don't appear in others. Go-Go as Go-Go. Because they didn't want to have to change it up depending on who was in your party or not. Both buttons have to be pressed at the same time in exactly the same way. Go-Go, mimic Silas. Oh, and then he falls in a hole. But that's okay, the great mimic Go-Go travels across dimensions and stuff, so he'll be perfectly fine somewhere. Gao as Gao. The diving helmet. Shortcut, take shortcut. Shortcut, take shortcut. Lochez, Lock Cool, and Silas Share. The flowers from that Maria used in the opera, or Silas as Maria used in the opera. Cher is the feminine form of deer in French, as well as expensive, has multiple meanings. Come on, this place is breaking apart. If you save Sid, you don't even know what the heck that is or where it came from. But that's Locke's bandana, which he used to tie up a wounded seagull that she finds after failing to die from falling off a cliff. Locke, I won't let go, I promise. Are you crazy? You almost got yourself killed for that? Tara as Tara Branford. Pair of glasses, I don't know what those are for, but that sitting on them is supposed to be her amulet that, again, is in her backstory and is a key item in your inventory the entire game that has no importance whatsoever. Except for if you look at it, then you understand when you see it in the backstory. Father? Tara, we must part now. We Espers will disappear from this world. You may fade away as well. But perhaps if the human part of you feels something strong enough, then maybe, just maybe, you will be able to remain here as a human. Considering that the Espers do seem to be able to talk still while they're in Magicite, it'd be interesting if, in a remake, another neat thing they could add is conversations with them, especially between Tara and Madeline. Madeline's involvement in helping Tara get back her strength in the world of Ruin would have been cool. Realm as Realm Aroni. Realm is the fourth character. No, there are only two of them. Nope, three. Along with Edgar's being different if you don't have Sabin, Silas's is different if you don't have Locke, and Realm's is different if you don't have Strago. Grandpa, you can't give up yet. Sorry, dear. But hers is the only one that is still hers. Any more whining out of you and I'll paint your picture. Strago has a different one of his own. Oh no, anything but that. While Edgar's is tied to Sabin's and Silas's and Locke's is together too. But you know, someday I really would like to paint your portrait of Grandpa. Oh, Relb, look what you've done. You've made me go all teary-eyed. Oh, that's going too fast for me to read properly, since I'm distracting myself with other thoughts. Shadow as Clyde. Shadow. Go on, Interceptor. Get going. Take care of yourself, boy. Baram, it looks like I can finally stop running. Come and find me, all right? And so that's what we wanted as kids, was to find a way to change that so he goes off with them instead. Strago as Strago Magus. His full name in the Japanese was Stragus Magus. Stragus Magus, I don't know. But they had to shorten it to Strago because of the text limit again. Come on, Strago, you can't let yourself be shown up by a bunch of kids. Gotcha! And you. Follow me. The last piece of magicite. Terra, you've done enough. Your power's getting weaker. Terra isn't going to be able to hold out much longer. Don't give up hope, Katarine. I won't either. Oh, is that Terra's voice talking to him? That's why they're looking around? I never quite got that scene in the original. Especially since it was translated weirdly. It said, "Do it right, Katarine." It's like she's about to have her baby. That's... "Do it right" does not apply. Not yet. Not yet? Terra? Terra! Thank you, Setzer. I told you, didn't I? She's the fastest ship in the world. Okay, so now that I have some time to talk while all this is going on, one of the things I was thinking about that is actually confirmed, I'm pretty certain that in the original game, Magimaster, even if you berserk him, will finish you off with Ultima. But one of the other amazing little slight weird changes in the battle system in Pixel Remaster means that enemies do not release their status effects when they die, which is a weird thing to see. But for example, I noticed it in the final Kefka fight. If you silence the far left part of tier 2, the spellcasting one, and make it so he can't cast spells during the entire fight, his death action is to still cast a spell on your characters, which is one of the reasons why I didn't use re-raise at the start of battle, because he'll just dispel it and then I'd have to recast it anyway. So that's doing all the randomizer all the times I've gotten used to that. However, Mute now still stayed on him even when he died. His dispel failed because he was still muted. So it's the same thing with Magimaster. he couldn't use his Ultima finisher because he still had Berserk on when I killed him in the second playthrough, the second attempt, the second victory. I killed him twice because Berserk prevents you from casting spells. So that's actually an incredibly easy way to nerf him now, especially if you follow up with Phoenix Magicite or Golem Magicite so that all of his attacks will miss, and then you just wail on him until he's dead with whatever spells you've got. So that's a very interesting thing. So Pixel Remaster in general has been pretty fun. I think I still prefer the SNES version for nostalgia, for how I'm used to it and everything, but this is a pretty good version of the game. There's certain effects and stuff that look a lot better. If you're not nostalgic for the old sprites like I am, you can definitely make the argument that they do look better in the in widescreen, higher resolution game this is versus the super pixelated 640 by 480 of the SNES that didn't look as pixelated because, you know, the sprites were different thing. It should actually be the other way around, but whatever. But just the way the screen is shown, it looks bigger screens than we have now. It looks more pixelated with that, but whatever. A lot of the music changes were pretty subtle. Some of them were less so, but they all sound really good. I definitely wouldn't say that being able to put more sound into it makes them all sound a lot better. I'm fine with all of the music remixes. There are a lot of cool quality of life things. It's very nice not having to worry about a set of sprint shoes on your characters to move. Being able to move diagonally is surprisingly useful. You wouldn't think it's such a big deal, but there are just certain points where it makes movement faster and a little easier to maneuver through things, and even grinding on a certain sector of world map like a forest or desert, because it's harder to wander out of bounds when you can diagonally go through narrow areas. You know, so you get all the right encounters you want. Lots of other places too. There are a lot of minor things which are a bit problematical, which are the main thing preventing me from saying that this is the Ultimate Edition of Final Fantasy. First of all, I understand why they did it, but it's a little bit sad that I have a new version of it, but I don't get any of the extra content from the Game Boy and Steam versions. And second of all, there are just a lot of, even though they fixed a lot of the stuff, which most of the bugs in Final Fantasy VI helped you out when it came right down to it. Evasion glitch, blindness not mattering, ability to stack up magic evasion instead. You know, things like that. You could, if you knew about them, you could take advantage. Better Genji glove. All of that stuff could do better. But even so, having those things fixed is still pretty nice. But there are other things that they broke which are really annoying that worked in the original SNES, so it's kind of weird that they didn't program it right in this game, like with target switching when using white magic and black magic from the same person in the same fight. It would always know to target the enemies with black magic or the allies with white magic, but having memory cursor on confuses it, which is a little bit problematical. There are certain weird bugs with certain equipment things that don't work right. The fact that Optimize was designed to skip certain special weapons like Atma Weapon and Healing Rod, and it doesn't do that anymore, is a little problematical, because if you're not paying attention and using Shadow and Realm and start attacking the enemy, they'll equip Healing Rods and attack with it, because that's the highest attack power weapon they can get their hands on. Atma Weapon is fine, but if you get it really early and optimize it, it actually is not all that great a weapon, so it's better to not have it optimized, plus it doesn't give any stat bonuses, which are better in most of the game. Little other things I can't think of at the moment, but there's been a few of them. I don't think there's any more text left, it's just all images. So, Katarine's had her baby. Hurrah. And Father's going to hold the baby up for us to see as well, to present it to the audience, as it were. Yay. Not that we can see it any better while he's holding it than we could with Katarine holding it. And now they're going outside to see everything. The flowers are blooming in what you call it as well. We may have already seen that scene, but I think it's right after this. We see flowers blooming in Kohlingen where they were trying to plant them. So just like Simba defeating Scar and becoming rightful king of the Pride Lands, suddenly the drought went away and it was able to return to a verdant land. Killing Kefka makes the world verdant again. we've got green grass and stuff, and people are doing their part too to fix up things. So there are lots of little things which are a bit of a problem, and it's hard for me personally because I'm just used to them. It's I don't like the trade-off of having a few of the quality of life things fixed in this version, like the map, like the ability to run. Those things don't outweigh the little problems that are added in this one just because it hurts my muscle memory stuff so much. I played it so many times, I'm used to it. I don't mind not having them. But there are other neat things too. The ability to swap out your entire party is cool. That's another one. Not unequipping espers or the relics off of Yumaro when you use the hat check function to unequip all party members. But the ability to swap espers at any time, even with characters out of the party who have them equipped. Again, there are ways around that, so it's not like it's super good, but it's kind of useful. You have to admit it's a nice little quality of life change. Adjusting people's equipment at any time as well. Same thing. Kind of makes the hat check function a little unnecessary if you get used to swapping characters from the equip screen a lot. But again, a lot of the little things that are problems in this, yeah. But it's been a very enjoyable experience. I would recommend this if you're not nostalgic for the SNES version or can't get your hands on it easily. If you've never played the Final Fantasies before but are interested in trying them out, the old ones, the Pixel remasters all seem to be really good additions, and this one that I played, it is good enough. It's not a pixel perfect remaster. It's a pixel imperfect remaster, but it is good enough. It is a lot of fun. I had as much fun playing through this as I did playing it originally the 100,000 times I have as a kid, and even as an adult I've gone back through and played it through a couple times. Always fun. I love this game. It's the best of the Final Fantasies. It fights with 4 for my favorite because 4 was the first one. It has nostalgia value for that. But overall, I've always enjoyed playing 6 more. I think that the mix of characters is just about perfect with it. The abilities that they have. I mean, a lot of people look at it who are novices and say, oh, certain characters are so much more broken than others. But any character with the right setup, everybody has 1 or 2 things or abilities, if you find them, which are really broken. Plus, you can teach almost everybody magic and break the game with that. So you can really play the game however you want. And to fans across the globe, both past and present, to the crew who brought the originals to life, we offer our profound and heartfelt thanks. More than just the end there. That's very nice of them to put for that. The end. And there's the end. So, thank you for going through the Final Fantasy VI journey with me. I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed playing it. I may go through and play this more myself, probably not on stream, but it is very easy to get into, so it's great. I had a lot of fun with it. Hope you did too. Thanks for watching. I'm done for now. That'll be it for me today. I will see you all later. And again, if you haven't played it before, pick this up on Steam, give it a try. I can't guarantee you'll love it because everybody's tastes are different, but I love it so much. I think if you give it an honest try, you should love it too. See you later.